Always great to see Tara Jean's face. Okay, it is 8:46. Welcome back. You're watching BT Vancouver. It was the first week back to school for many BC students. So how did it go? Joining us now is Jordan Tinney, the superintendent with the Surrey District School Board. Good morning, Jordan. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
So how was the first week back for schools in Surrey? We're hearing not a lot of kids showed up.
Yeah, I think it was, the words I hear are peaceful and calm, but we had about 15% of our students show up. But for us, it's still, 11, 12,000 students, but it's gone really well. It really has. And the weather doesn't hurt. It's always nice when it's sunny. Okay,
that's good to hear. So we have been hearing from a lot of teachers, though. They are pretty overwhelmed with the online learning and the in-person learning. What have you been hearing?
Yeah, I think it's really challenging for teachers. So one of the things we're looking at this week is we've always said, hey, it's September in June. Like we're, in every September, we count the kids in week one, we form classes, we make our structures, and then we really hit the ground the next week. And this week is no different. So to answer your question, we're looking at, based on our small numbers, how might we consolidate some of those classes as we look towards next week? And that would give more time to teachers to be able to focus on the virtual piece as well, because it is tough for them to balance, but we trust their professional judgment in making the decisions they need to find the balance that works for them and their students.
So are you expecting more kids to show up next week?
We really don't know. I don't think so. It's been pretty stable every day this week that we've been in instruction. We've had between 5,000 and 6,000 kids. So I think that's just going to be the same.
Okay, and as you mentioned, this week when they were counting the kids before they went into the classroom, I was hearing from some teachers who are friends of mine that it takes a considerable amount of time just to get a handful of kids from the front door into the classroom. Do you expect that this is what it's going to look like in September as well, counting the kids every morning?
Yeah, I do. I think when you think about the protocols that are fighting the pandemic, the number one piece is physical distancing. It's at the top of the list of the things that work most well. So I think it'd be hard of course, things could change, but I think to imagine that physical distancing would disappear before September doesn't seem on the horizon, at least for me. So I think people should absolutely prepare for that, and it'll be a lot different with the different structures in September too.
Okay, what else have you been hearing about September, if you could share with us?
Sure. So the ministry government has a 5-stage plan. And so in September, while we hear them talk about, hey, it would be great to go back 100% just as if life is normal, there also is a phase 2 in between, which is all of the elementary children returning, but for secondary students, just 2 days a week and the rest of the time virtual. So we could very much be in a hybrid program start September, and we could very well be in the program we're in now, which is 50% for elementary and 20% for secondary. So we've heard that the decisions will be made in late August, but we're planning right now for September, and parents should be thinking about what that looks like for them as well.
Okay. Finally, lots of new schools expected to be built in Surrey and expansions to current schools as well, which is very exciting. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, yesterday, another announcement, one of several we've had, of course. We have a new school coming in an area called Sunnyside Heights in South Surrey, and then 2 additions, one to Morgan Elementary and White Rock Elementary. We have, I think, about 13 or 14 projects on the go right now, and I think a huge shout-out really to the Ministry of Education, to Minister Rob Fleming, and the City of Surrey, who've been fantastic in their collaboration with us as well. The Capital Project Office that we have with the school district, the city, and the ministry working closely have just accelerated our projects on a pace we haven't seen for a long time. We have a long way to go, but it's just fantastic every time we get an announcement.
And I suspect overcrowding is a big issue that you guys have right now in Surrey, hey?
Yep, and it will continue. We want more kids. We want the kids back in the fall. It does seem really strange to have only 60, 80, 100 kids in an elementary school. So that certainly isn't Surrey's usual story. So we look forward to a fall as normal should that come. All
right, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jordan. It was great to have you.
All right, well, thanks very much for letting me come.
Okay, it is 8:51 now on Breakfast Television. We're going